Science Grade 4, Unit 1 Lesson 1. Forces cause motion and balanced or unbalanced forces, by Inspire Hill Science textbook, have been re-edited and recreated by Learning Made Easy, in order to make learning super easy.
Forces cause motion. Number 1. This shows the less weight an object has, it enables the horse to give more force and acceleration. Number 2. This shows that two horses are able to exert more force, which causes faster acceleration. Number 3. The more weight an object has, it causes the horse to exert less force, and thereby, the horses move at a slower acceleration rate.
What information on this page helps you to determine how the cart, in the diagram, accelerates? Force helps the cart to accelerate. Motion is caused by force. Things cannot move without force. Can the carts move on its own? What are the forces that make the carts move? The carts cannot move on its own. The horses exert force to make the carts move. What is force? Force can make the object move, change direction and speed.
Force is a push or pull. Force can cause an object to start moving. Force can change the direction of an object. The pitcher exerts force when he throws a curved ball to change the direction of it. Force can cause an object to speed up, slow down or stop. For example, exert more force to the ball to make it go faster and farther. Exert less force on the ball to make it move slower and not far. The goalie exerts force to stop the ball.
Acceleration depends on the amount of force that acts upon the object. Greater force gives an object greater acceleration. Greater force equals greater acceleration. If you apply the same force to two objects of different weights, the greater weight accelerates more slowly. The heavier an object is, equals slower acceleration.
The heavier the object, equals slower movement. The lighter the object, equals faster movement. How can you increase the speed of the cart? How can you increase the speed of the cart? You can push harder to make it go faster. You can decrease the weight and use the same force to push the cart. What two factors affect the acceleration of an object? Number 1. How much force being applied? More force equals more acceleration. Number 2. Weight of the object. The heavier the object is, causes slower acceleration. The lighter the object is, enables faster acceleration.
How can you increase the speed of a toy car? Think about it.
How can you increase the speed of a toy car? You can increase the speed by pushing it harder. You can decrease the car's weight, and keep the same force. You can build a ramp with a smooth surface, in order to reduce friction. More surface friction causes deacceleration. You can build a higher ramp, to increase gravitational force. Why do vehicles need constant force, to keep moving? The engine is the constant force to keep vehicles moving. Vehicles are always going against friction from the ground, air, and wind. They also go against gravity. What is friction? Two objects that rub against each other. The purple box is one object. The floor is the second object. When the box rubs against the floor causes friction against the moving, purple box. Friction slows down the moving object. What are contact and non-contact forces?
Many forces occur as one object touches another. These are called contact forces. For example, when you hit a baseball, you apply contact force. The contact force from the baseball bat accelerates the ball. Some forces can occur without objects touching the force. These are called non-contact forces. Gravity is a non-contact force. Gravity is a non-contact force because it does not need to touch the object to make it fall down. Gravity is an invisible downward force that pushes everything towards the Earth's ground.
What are balanced or unbalanced forces? Balanced and unbalanced forces. Balanced forces can go in the same or opposite directions. Equal forces cause no movement. Balanced forces cause objects to be at rest. Unbalanced forces can go in the same or opposite direction. Unequal forces make things move. Two people moving the piano to the right is an example of forces going in the same direction. Two dogs playing tug-of-war is an example of forces moving in opposite directions.
Forces that act in the same direction add up to produce a stronger force. Forces that act in opposite directions produce weaker forces. The total force on an object is the sum of all the forces acting on the object.
What are balanced or unbalanced forces?
When forces act on an object without changing its motion, they are called balanced forces. The pictures show that both sides have equal forces. Equal means balanced. If the object is at rest, the forces on it are balanced.
When objects are at rest, the forces are balanced. If the forces acting on the object is zero, then there will be no movement.
Zero forces cause objects to be at rest.
Why do balanced forces cause no movement? Equal forces have zero forces, and they cancel each other out. When the tug-of-war teams have the same power and force, then the rope will not move until one team starts to exert more force. The rope will then start to move toward the team that exerts more force. The two girls on the seesaw have equal forces. Their forces cancel each other out, which will cause no movement, until one girl starts to exert more force. The seesaw will then start to move, toward the girl that exerts more force. Forces on a moving object can be balanced. How is that possible?
What force is making the moving object balanced?
Wind and air are some forces that balances out the ice skater's moving forces.
When you skate in a straight line, and at the same speed, will the forces be balanced or unbalanced? The forces will be balanced.
Forces that do not add up to zero are unbalanced forces.
Why do all these things move? Think about it. When forces are unequal, there will always be movement.
Forces that do not add up to zero are unbalanced forces. Unequal forces will always cause movement or acceleration. Unbalanced forces can affect the object's speed, direction, or both. For example, different ramp heights can cause unbalanced forces. The higher the ramp, the faster the speed. Unbalanced forces can change the direction of the rope to move towards the side with more force. The unbalanced forces that could be acting on the skier are the force of gravity, hill's height, and slippery snow or ice. Wind is another possible unbalanced force acting on the skier.
Unbalanced forces cause the skier's speed and direction to change.
Higher hills cause more unbalanced force, which makes the skier go down the hill faster. The flatter the hill becomes, the slower the skier's speed. The slippery ice or snow are unbalanced forces that can cause the skier to change directions. Unbalanced forces can cause a change in speed or direction. What two forces are going against the skier to make her come to a stop? Air, wind, and snow.
Unbalanced forces can cause a change in speed or direction. The big hill has bigger gravity to pull the skier downwards. Therefore, the skier moves down the hill at a faster speed. The smooth snow causes less friction on the skier. Less friction from the snow enables the skier to go downhill faster. Unbalanced forces can cause a change in speed or direction. The bumpy hard snow caused more friction, which changed the skier's direction and slowed down his speed. What is inertia? Inertia means that all objects have a tendency to stay in motion, or stay at rest.
Look at how the coin will stay at rest, unless a force acts against it, to make it move. Notice the paper was quickly moved away from the coin, and therefore, the coin dropped down, at the bottom of the glass of water, to stay at rest. There was no other force acting against the coin to make it go into motion. Look at the balls. They are ready to go in motion, just as soon as a force allows them to move. Look at the ball at rest on the ground. It will not go into motion until there is a force that makes it move. The soccer player then kicks the ball, which then causes the ball to go into motion. The ball will keep moving, until an unbalanced force stops it. The net has more force to stop the moving ball. Inertia example. At first, the man is at rest. Later, he goes into motion. Inertia example. At first, the car is at rest. It will go into motion whenever a person drives it. When the mouse runs, it is in motion. When the mouse stops running, it is at rest. What is this an example of? It is an example of inertia. At first, the student is at rest. Later, the student goes into motion by raising hand or doing schoolwork. This is an example of what? Inertia. What causes movement? Balanced or unbalanced forces. When an object is accelerating or moving, it has unbalanced or balanced forces. Unbalanced forces always cause movement. When an object is accelerating, it has unbalanced forces acting on it. Forces can change the blank or blank of an object. The answer is, forces can change the speed or direction of an object. More force cause the ball to move farther and faster. Less force on the ball cause it to not go very far and fast.
Thank you for watching one of LME.
More force cause the ball to move farther and faster. Less force on the ball cause it to not go very far and fast. The soccer player's twisted kick motion can change the direction of the moving ball.
Thank you for watching one of LME's educational videos. Please come back for more learning made easy educational videos, where learning is made super easy.